Sakamoto vs Deadpool might just be one of the closest matchups I've ever came up with. Both are absolute masters in martial arts and armed combat, making this a insane battle of skill and also versatility. And after thinking it over many times, my opinion on who would win this battle has completely changed. So I'm going to break it all down in this video. So before we can figure out who's going to take the win, we must break down one of Deadpool's biggest advantages, being his insane healing factor. Thanks to the Weapon X program, Wade Wilson aka Deadpool can shrug off almost any attack, being stab wounds, gunshots, or even full-blown dismemberment. And trust me, this isn't even the full list of what this guy has survived, with him literally getting turned into ash by Thor in this panel right here. Now the real question is going to be, how does Sakamoto get around this? And well, the answer is,
that's the neat thing. You don't.
The only way to really beat Deadpool with his healing factor is to either get rid of his cancer or get rid of his healing factor. As stated here, Deadpool's cancer would eat him alive if accelerated healing factor did not replenish his dead cells. And if we eradicate his cancer, his healing factor would just spiral out of control and overwhelm his body. Or the collisions of two planets together, which I'm gonna be honest, Sakamoto just isn't gonna do. Now, even though Deadpool's healing factor might even surpass Wolverine's healing factor, there's still the possibility of knocking out Deadpool, whether it's a shot to the head, excessive blood loss, or brain damage. The reason this is important is, according to Versus Battle Wiki's victory conditions, knocking out your opponent unconscious still counts as a win condition. This would mean that Sakamoto still has a legit way to actually win this fight, as in character, Sakamoto would usually stick to the Sakamoto family rules, which would mean he isn't allowed to kill anybody, but when facing an opponent that's immortal like the Mad Scientist back in chapter 24, he actually stops holding back, and we've actually seen something similar happen to Deadpool, funny enough. Like in the Vengeance of Moon Knight issue 8, where he was hired to kill Moon Knight, but he gets absolutely bodied once Moon Knight realizes that Deadpool can't die and he just went all out. So knowing this, does Sakamoto actually have what it takes to put Deadpool down for the count? We'll find that out right now, getting into their stats. When scaling Deadpool, he's mostly comparable to most street tiers in Marvel, such as Punisher, Moon Knight, and Kingpin, with him being able to slam Punisher into a car, which has been scaled anywhere from wall level to small building level, even taking the explosion of a giant bomb which was capable of destroying a mech, which was also scaled to large building level. Then getting to higher interpretations of Deadpool's scaling, we can look at explosions that were capable of destroying part of a skyscraper, with it being scaled to 633 tons of TNT or multi-city block level plus. Then in terms of speed, Deadpool has many feats of dodging bullets and also slicing bullets, which would confidently put him in the hypersonic tiers of speed, with him also having quite a few feats of him dodging lasers or optic lasers from Cyclops, which are stated to move at the speed of light. So overall, Deadpool scales to small building level to multi-city block level plus, with hypersonic to faster and light speeds. Now moving on to Taru Sakamoto, despite being out of his prime and only being able to use 30% of his former strength in the current manga, is still incredibly strong, with him being able to stop a bus with people inside of it, giving him a class 10 lifting strength. And he even has feats of him breaking the roof of a building in chapter 5, which has been scaled to 2.5 megajoules or wall level, with him then creating holes in commercial airplanes, which can be scaled to 0.02 tons or small building level. Then perhaps his most impressive feat comes from his fight against Takamura, who is probably one of the strongest characters in Sakamoto days, with him being able to cut Tokyo Tower with his scaling to 207 tons of TNT or multi-city block level. And just because I was just made aware of this scale, we have one where Tenkenyu slices pillars, and with this scale made by Scar, we can actually get this to 2 kilotons or small town level. And in terms of speed, Sakamoto has many feats of dodging bullets even out of his prime. For instance, he can spit out a cough drop and block a bullet, ricochet sniper rounds have been dodged, and even block a bullet with a fork. This feat alone has been calced to Mach 18.14 or hypersonic plus speeds. His most impressive feat though, however, is the ability to dodge light, with my friend Slasher scaling this to be 1.1 times faster than light. Now, I don't usually bring up this category when I talk about my videos, but when it comes to battle IQ, these two are surprisingly even. Deadpool isn't just a wisecracking merc with a healing factor. According to data books, he's a legit hand-to-hand expert, trained in multiple martial art techniques and capable of targeting pressure points or even exploiting weaknesses in a fighter's fighting style when given enough time to analyze it. And even though all that does sound impressive, there is a catch, with Taskmaster himself pointing out that Deadpool relies too much on his healing factor. This major flaw can be something that Sakamoto can capitalize on, with him being a master assassin who can turn everyday objects into deadly weapons somehow. Whether it be a ping pong ball, mechanical pencil, or even stickers, somehow he'll be able to use them very effectively in combat. Mind you, the man Sakamoto once disassembled a pistol while someone was holding it, and if that's not enough, his adaptability in combat is insane. When at the start of the fight, he was struggling to react to someone's speed, but quickly adjusted, showing that his learning curve mid-fight is terrifying, with him even able to fight people who are legit invisible, or people who are mutating themselves mid-fight. So while Deadpool's unpredictability and skill make him a nightmare to deal with, his reckless reliance on his regeneration might just give Sakamoto the perfect opening. And in a fight between Sakamoto and Deadpool, more often than not, I'm actually going to give the win to Sakamoto. Since the fight isn't to the death, all he needs to do is knock out Deadpool. And let's be real, that's something that happened to Deadpool many times than he would like to admit. And when it comes to stats, if we use the highest interpretations for both of these characters, Sakamoto is stronger, but Deadpool is faster. The thing is that we've seen Sakamoto adapt to characters that are faster than him, and the speed difference already isn't big enough. And battle IQ can go either way, to be honest with you guys, but I think Sakamoto is a little bit better with his ability to adapt, and could probably use his surroundings more better than Deadpool can. Plus, let's not forget Deadpool's arsenal of guns, grenades, and his katanas aren't really going to do much against someone like Sakamoto, who is able to dodge gunfire like it's nothing, and is able to disassemble guns at a moment's notice. With Raid's biggest advantage when it comes to battle IQ being his unpredictability, but against someone who can read and counter his moves mid-fight, I think it's just not enough. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did and would like to sponsor your own video, you guys can check out my Cash App and join my Discord for more versus discussions. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.